63-year-old Berta Ogobes is one of many residents in Omitara living with livestock. Her kraal is a confined space attached to her shack. This has been her life for the past 20 years.
It's a serious problem. Our animals are in a cramped space. They don't get to grow. My livestock sleeps without grazing. Just look at their state. I am under constant fear that my animals will die.
Ogobes has 19 animals, including goats and sheep. A stone's throw away is another resident with an even bigger problem. 64-year-old Ruth Ogorus has 14 cattle, 46 sheep, 50 goats and 30 chickens. The kraal is located right between her house and the toilet.
We have to pass through our goats and cows to reach the toilet. Just look at the amount of flies around here. It's unhygienic, especially for the young children. It stinks. When it rains, it becomes unbearable and the sludge from the kraal seeps into the house.
More than 40 other households are in the same boat. Livestock would graze along the road, causing numerous road accidents. Stock theft is rampant, so the only alternative is to lock up the animals. But their luck was about to change when last year, locals formed a cooperative applying for a resettlement farm 8 kilometers away. Called Farm Osombahe, the 9,785-hectare farm was to cater for the livestock owners around here. In May 2022, the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform handed over the farm, but soon after, matters took a turn for the worse.
There was no media at the handover. Only a limited amount of people were there. Even our constituency councillor was confused on that particular day.
Omitara residents are accusing the Chief Regional Officer of Omaheke, Pekasemba and others of moving into the farm, leaving them and their animals out in the cold.
If he does not move out without his team from the farm, we as the concrete beneficiaries of Omitara will close down Omitara Settlement Office until he moves out of the farm, because he is illegally in the farm.
Approached for comment at the scene, Pekasemba refused to speak to NBC News. At the moment, the farm is occupied with what the residents call outsiders and privileged people. These are some of the pictures the residents shared with NBC News of the happenings inside the farm. Residents wrote letters to the Line Ministry complaining about being locked out, and in September last year, Minister Kaleshletvine replied. In the letter, the farmers' cooperative was instructed to put the physical occupation of the farm on hold, pending consultations with the Land Reform Advisory Commission. Physical occupation shall only take place once the dispute is resolved. Despite the letter, Farm Osombahe is still being occupied. The locals then demonstrated against the occupation, handing over petitions to the station commander and the chairperson of the Omaheke Regional Council.
Fences to the farm were cut. That's how those people managed to get their livestock in there. They didn't even go through the main gate. That's how they managed to vandalize the farm. Residents have been fighting for this farm for 5 years, but today they are locked out. Those who did not fight are now reaping the benefits. What does that mean?
Locals are also in possession of pictures depicting images of poaching and some farmers recently having killed a leopard on the farm. When NBC News approached the Line Ministry for a comment, The Director of Resettlement and Regional Program Implementation, Alfred Sikopo, said the matter is still being investigated by the Land Reform Advisory Commission.
We have to leave it for the Commission to finalize the investigation and advise the Minister. I am not the Commission, I am not the Minister, so let's wait. At this stage, there will be nothing to add. We just wait for the process to be finalized so that we can communicate to the community.